All right, good morning. We continue to pivot into the supply. This is the whole thesis behind figuring out whether things are absorption or distribution, as you have to wait. No long thesis until we close over this red block. No macro long thesis, I should say, until we close over this red block. And this is exactly why. We wake up after several attempts to go higher, and we're down 70 points, almost 80 points, and we're quickly already about to put, well, we already just did, put a new low in. What's up, Scooby Steve? All the way down. What's up? Yeah, I like that. I don't know how to say your name, so XXLA. There you go. Nice red candles coming down. The jabronis, everyone else is going to blame it on news, but we know better. It's not about the news. What's up, YouTube? How's it going? Held puts overnight. Well done. That's good timing. How's your... If there was something they did all the way to overnight, I'd definitely, yeah. They know. All right, so what are my thoughts here? My thoughts on all of this move. There was a lot of weird stuff going on yesterday. A lot of weird stuff. The hero indicator showed an aggressive amount of put buying all day long. A tremendous amount of long-dated puts came in for NVIDIA. And then we, obviously once we hit this little range right here, you see top wick, top wick, top wick, top wick, top wick. Eventually led to down, and then more top wicks overnight, and then down. So we can blame it on the news all we want, but the price action still says down. All the top wicks down, and here we are, 5,500. If not news, then it's price action. It's always price action. It is. It's always has been. It always will be. It always is. Define the word is. I did not chase news with that woman, Monica Lewinsky. What about absorption? Well, did we close above it? That's the key. That is the key. We did not close above the range, so we cannot, in theory, be macro long. Yeah, buddy. China's sovereign fund cuts U.S. private assets amid trade war risk. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Got to cut the teat. Cut the teat. VIX is up 9%. Yeah, VIX is back onto the 26s after defending the 23-24 mark. We are back and forth. What level is breaking range? This right here. See this red block? This red block's been on there for a couple of weeks now for this precise reason. It keeps me from chasing the long upside here. I mean, look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I mean, how many rejections do we have in this block? So my system says I cannot chase the long side until we clear this. There is a whole freaking order book right here of supply that we cannot get through. So why am I going to long into a major resistance? It's like trying to pull your car up to a brick wall, like push your bumper up against it and then slam on the gas pedal. They may break through it eventually, but you're going to cause some damage to your front bumper and maybe your suspension and universal joint. I don't know. Just making crap up here at this point. The point is that we can't get through this range until the order book decides that we have enough buyers to go through supply. We breach through it. All right, now we're time to go looking for higher liquidity. But until then, we maintain patient. And then we can attack lower range. So look at the longer time frame here. Now, it brings in a couple of different possibilities. We have trend lines, which brings us down to 53.40. We have imbalances, which brings us down to 53.50. We have gaps, that brings us down to 53.20, and we have the macro imbalance, which brings us down to 5100. So we have a whole bunch of targets here that now comes into the possibility if we do sweep off this level and hold it. I put the great red block on my chart. I like it. The great red block. It also makes sense that red is usually the color for Communist Party, and we're dealing with China right now. So hey, it still coming off here. Red candles. We're already down 20, 30 points here at the open. Getting wrecked. Getting wrecked. Love it. Wish I was that creative. It's resourceful. The overall theme here for this support on the small scale, right here. I'm going to change this one to green because that's a buyer support. Right here. Why is it, you may ask? Well, this is the support resistance test. It's the foundation of my VPA system. Prior supports, prior resistances now turn into next supports, next resistances. Right here. So on the micro scale, if they wipe this, we'll play down into the 5400s. But right now they are attacking quickly into this range. That right there is about a 40-point dump, 30-point dump. I wish someone had told me sooner. The goal isn't to make consistent increasingly sums. The goal should be to make the same easier and easier every time. I love it. I love it. Slow grind of process. Simplify your trading. You show me someone who has 15 different variables on which they make a decision. I'll show you someone who's not profitable. Reduce it down to a very simple process. This is what I'm seeing. This is what I'm going to enter. Period. And repeat it time and time again with small position sizing with a risk mitigated strategy. 5484. Still dropping here. Coming back off. What's up, Salim? How you doing, buddy? How you doing? We're coming off red big time. Are they still buying puts? Honestly, I don't even have my hero indicator open at the moment. We're just playing momentum. Playing momentum. Large red candles. You're just 3 YOLOs away from a house on the beach. I think Warren Buffett said that. Yeah. Yeah, that's how he got his fortune. Still coming off here. The beautiful thing about this market and understanding what's happening is that the general market, most likely, is still trying to buy the dip and still trying to go higher. Which is why we have that red block to the upside. If I hear one more thing about gorillas versus men, I'm going to freak out. Hey, but at least it's not prop firm P&L postings on Twitter. Now it's about gorillas and men. I used to believe that you had to hit one good YOLO before you get rich. Nope. Everybody gets a YOLO, but you end up losing it because you don't appreciate the grind it takes to get the money. Very few people hit a big YOLO and end up keeping it. Myself included. 5473 still dropping here. Play the momentum to the downside. Now that we've taken out prior support, we are sliding big time. All right, gorillas endangered. Clearly men win. I love it. Following up my question from yesterday, if we break below buyer support and hold, does that mean those rejections were in fact distribution? Yes. So what this block allows me to do is to identify at the point at which we are willing to go higher, because me knowing what we know about order flow is that the market seeks out liquidity. It seeks out premium. It seeks out discount. Just like you. But you get the point. So this block allows me to say, all right, well, the market's not willing to go higher until it closes above this and then goes. Until then, I'm remaining cautious of longing any opportunity here. And here we are. What? We're down 120 points, 140 points is yesterday's highs. Still sliding all the way down. Remember, any play I take before 9:45 is a very small position size by strategy, simply because it's mostly momentum. I'm too old. What's with the chickens in movie theaters? I don't know what that means. A dad that ran out of metaphors is unheard of. I can only come up with so many golden metaphors in a day, in a week. Still red here. 30-minute chart. We're blowing through prior support. We have now completed the support resistance test and failed it. Next on deck is going to be 5,400. Let's go take a look at the hero indicator. Now think about what's happened the last 5 days before you start piling in to buy the dip strategies here. Not to say we won't buy the dip, but I'm saying before you get to that point, what has happened the last 5 days? We have pinned dead flat. So you can't go looking for a reversal the second we break out after 5 days of consolidation, waiting for a breakout. Especially in the first 14 minutes. What do we have here? Was always my Achilles heel, thinking we would just go sideways for a day, week, month. Yeah. Beautiful stuff, man. Beautiful stuff. You bought 542. I wish I bought 10. Don't think like that. Don't think like that. Start thinking like a winner. Control the thoughts that go through your brain. That's how losers think. Don't think like a loser. Think like a winner. My daughter played a softball team this week, out of which the 10-year-old pitcher, the girl, is phenomenal. Like, she's obviously been a lifelong talent, and she could strike out high schoolers at her age. And my daughter said she shouldn't even be in this league. I immediately shut that crap down. She absolutely should be in this league, because she deserves to be. She deserves to be put on a pedestal because she's worked hard. Losers complain about girls should be out of here because they're too good. Winners say, hey, I want to be as good as her. Little learning lesson. Same thing with trading. Think like a winner. Don't be a loser. Don't think like a loser. 54.72. As long as they hold under this, maintain your bullish, your bearish bias. Same concept we talk about on the 15-minute chart. Do not long until we have a 3-candle bottom wick, and we take out the prior high. There's a segue to a hot button topic there. I don't know what you mean. Let's go, baby. Forget about the word buy for the next 3.5 years. It depends on what style of trader you are. Long-term trading, I'd be buying the whole thing. But this was coming, man. All this is a buy going to the moon. Yeah. Until you have a 15-minute bottom wick that holds a prior high, you remain short. Or, either or, you don't long. Right here. Am I a trader at the moment? I am. How have I traded for 4 years and no one has ever dropped that? I'm sure, yeah. There's always creativity in the trading market. I love it. I love it. Top Step is beginning to part ways with a lot of their partnerships in preparation for this new thing prop firms are going to do. The end of prop firms as we know it. Oh man. Let's take a look here. As long as we maintain under this pivot, look for the retest. So there's one or two things that's about to occur. Either we get a little bit of a buy up here, or they're going to fail. They're going to do this retest and then fail and go lower here. At the moment, we have aggressive put buying and call selling. So the options chain is supportive of a bearish move at the moment. What new thing are they doing? Michael Patek is creating something called Project X, which is something of a, I guess, a advisory panel for prop firms to get together, all the prop firm owners, and kind of share data, which is absolutely terrible. Being able to track traders across multiple different prop firms. So if you're like, they'll be able to find Bob and how Bob trades on Take Profit Trader and Top Step and Apex and all that stuff, which is an absolutely terrible idea. What's it called? Project X. Yeah, it is. It is effed. Yes, I agree. That's the problem, man. You give people a position of power, and automatically they gravitate towards authority and control. It's terrible. Is trading like fishing? Yes, you can either be the one holding the pole or the one putting the bait in its mouth. All right, so here's the support resistance is failing, 5483 and going lower. In my opinion, do not have a long bias until we can close over a prior high. Now, in this case, a prior high is way up on the 5516. That's 20, 30 points higher. So you may want to get long before then. So use judgment if you want to get along in the 15-minute. As long as we have volume that holds, you can build on a smaller time frame and work up to the 15 in this case because that's a very large move. However, they're still failing the support resistance. 15% of the 15, there you go. That's a good one. Still dropping back over. I'm still remaining short. Probably just presumably stop long in one and short in the other. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that's one of the things. Yeah. Top wick. Still red, baby. Oh my gosh. We are so effed as a country, it's not even funny. I think it's trading as fishing. Part of the reason I like long strangles around data. Yep. Yep. All right, 5473 dropping. Let's see if we can reclaim the prior low. Unfortunately, I'm only in a small position size because I entered in my first 15 minutes. But hey, it's still money, right? Now let's see if we can add to position sizing. Huge imbalance on the one. Yeah, so absolutely, Mojo. That's great stuff. We just took out this little pivot, which now our next macro, midterm target is going to be about 5,400. That brings the imbalance right on down to it. So this is a transient area. Where's my volume profile? I deleted it again, you freaking jabroni. I hate when I click and delete it. Here's a 4-hour chart. So the next major support is down into the 5,200 on the long-term charts because we made such quick aggressive moves. It left imbalances and gaps everywhere. And now we have a sweeping rejection off of this pivot. So I'll tell you, in the next 3 days, one or two things are going to happen. Either this is a major bear trap and we're going to 5750, or we're going all the way back down into 4,800. That's what this move is going to initiate. And I know that's kind of like, well, you're saying we're either going to buy or we're going to sell. Well done, Sherlock. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's what I'm saying. But in the time frame of the next 3 to 7 days, 3 to 5 days. We're going to put on a major move is what I'm saying. It's either going to 5,800 or we're going all the way back down to 4,800. That's what I'm saying. Positive winner. I try to be positive every day, Martin, but sometimes it's hard in this political climate. Let's see. Apparently, Pakistan and India are looking to go to war with each other. Interesting. Don't they have those like little border peacock like competitions that you see going around all the time? Did you say with the next 3? I would say 3 to 5 days. 3 to 5 days. Battlecocks? Tummy sticks? I miss Dan. That's why the peacock does that same exact thing at my front door. Should we strangle this biotech? Which biotech? Still testing the prior low. I don't know what I do know now is the Black Ops 2 campaign gets more realistic every day. Yeah, tell me about it. Still top wicking, no bottom wicks, no higher highs. So what's our thesis? Someone tell me. Is remain short biased until they take. Remember what Ethan did a couple weeks, like last week? He was able to hold the trend all day because he'd followed the simple higher high or lower low rule. You remain short until we have a bottom wick with a higher high, period. Or if we have a very large candle, do what Mojo just said. 50% of the 15-minute candle. I love it. It's good stuff. At least have a thesis on why. Pick out a point of which you won't cross. Kind of like what Pakistan's doing right now. Do not cross my border. Remain short, baby. All the way down. All the way down. Locking out the prop. Nice, Gaz. I am still in, baby. Let's go. There's no higher high, so you remain short. This is how you hold the trend. We're not freaking out. We're not jumping up and down. We're not getting scared. Our heart's not beating out of our chest, although I did take 2 scoops of beta-alanine today, so I'm a little jittery. But we're going to hold. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. There is volatility, so what does that tell you? What does that mean? What does that mean? It means the market's still holding protection. The market is still unknown. The market's still uncertain. We're not going to blast off into oblivion. The VIX is going to get killed with maintaining that kind of volatility, that kind of uncertainty. So for me, there's still a lot of movement on the table. Not to mention, we have a whole bunch of catalysts. We have earnings today and tomorrow, non-farm payroll, FOMC 4 of the next 5 months, not to mention all the geopolitical crap that's coming on there. Apparently we have war after war after war starting. The whole war is going to be in a war with the other countries. I mean, not to mention, Trump's policy. So there's a lot going on. The market's not done yet, aside from the fact that, in my opinion, none of that matters. This market was going down one way or the other because of the way this market was set up. If you have generationally big green, you have to take the generationally big red. That's just part of it. The order book is always efficient. The market will find a way to clear the imbalances, and that's what this is doing. We went straight up for 5 years. Now we're going down. Blame it on whatever you want. In doing so, we have to look at a larger range, larger moves. And if you look at the charts, in my opinion, this was a very, very large structure to attack. And if they do break it, we're going to 5,800. And if they breach it, we're going all the way back down to April lows. Along the way, of course, there's going to be bounces and structure and all that stuff. But now we're still going down, baby. We're still going down. All you have to do is set a stop, take your hands off, and don't trip out until you have a higher high. That's it. How's Bookmap looking? Let me take a look. I had to restart it. Made the decision to get back in the gym this week. My goal is 4 times per week. Love it, yo, cheerio. Do it, baby. Do it for 3 weeks and you'll have a habit change. Keep it up. And you'll see more profitable trading. When looking for a higher high, what time frame? Preferably on the 15. Preferably on the 15. Usually when the whole market does this, everything is red, so it continues all day. Yeah. Now, here's the thing. As fun as this is, I don't want to get all super beared up yet. If they manage to bottom wick this candle into today or even after today's earnings this afternoon, that's what I'm saying is that if the next 3 to 5 days, we could be at 5,800 because if they clear this upper resistance block in the 5580, that's gonna clear all the freaking roadblocks for a move higher, and it's gonna trap a lot of shorts. I'm not trading for the rest of the week because I'm buying a home. I'm going to have my emotions running high. Sitting here watching the market move without me is tough. Love it. Hey, there's always a move, JJ. And 2025 will definitely offer plenty of moves. Don't sweat it. I started to learn VPA and I bought the book VPA by Anna Coling. If price is raising with low volume on the daily time frame, should I be careful? It depends, Dior. It depends on which phase of the trend that you are looking at. Because I would say most, if not all, upward bull trends, they decrease in volume as you get into the trend. It just always happens. You initiate the trend with big volume and then the volume drops off. So the answer could be yes to that question. It could be no. It all depends on which phase you're looking at. If you're at the tail end of a prolonged trend and the volume has already begun to drop off significantly and it is now pretty much like plateaued, that's probably where you need to be careful. But don't not go long on a bull trend simply because the volume is beginning to drop off. That's a common misconception. You just have to know when to do it. Another top wick, still defending this green range. A habit missed once is a mistake. A habit missed twice is the start of a new habit. There you go. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. Every time you make a choice not to go to the gym, every time you make a choice to not execute by your rules, you are actively choosing to be a loser, to fail, to be lesser of a person than you could have been. As you could probably guess, I'm pretty hard on myself. Top looking back over. Let's go, baby. 5485, 5460. You want to talk about it? That's right, Vampire. That's right. Still holding 5472. We just got through data. Remember, we have big earnings today. We'll see if the market's going to give us that big grand salami or if we're going to bounce. Still top wicking. Still holding lower, 5468. In my opinion, if you are short, an aggressive yet well thought out stop would be above this top wick, somewhere in the 5480, 5485 ballpark. All right, I'm going to do something here. Let's see. In fact, I'm going to do it on my volume analysis chart. Someone asked me to do this, and I'm going to do it. I'm curious. In fact, I wonder if I can do multiple ranges. That's actually not a bad idea. That is actually not a bad idea. Can I add 3 of these, I wonder? Turn all this crap off. It doesn't work anyway. Give me a second. Someone gave me an idea, and I want to try it. I want to see if it could trim stuff up here. U.S. consumer spending actual forecasted 0.6, 0.4. PCE price index 2.3. Yeah, I like it. I like it. This hurts when your conviction was right, but you took a small position size. Well, part of his system is knowing when to put on proper position sizing commensurate to your confidence. If you're confident, size it up. If you're not confident, size it down. Beginning to show a nice green candle finally. Can it close it? If you close it, then yeah, look to some upward flows. $10 will work there too. Don't need that crap. I'm gonna do this in. Let's do blue for that. I can't make bigger lines, can I? I'll explain myself when I'm done here. Just give me a second. I guess I don't need to do all that either. Okay. Sweet, and I need uno mas. Let's make this. Let's make this red. You can hear me thinking. Yeah. I'm putting this on its own chart too, so. Alright. So what I've done here, can I rename this? I wish I could rename this. What I could see. I guess I can't. So what I've done here is I put the 15-minute range on, the 30-minute range, and the 1-hour range. I primarily use the 1-hour range to make any long-term decisions, but I'm going to use this to kind of highlight, can I exploit the pivots, because I do believe in all three of them. Can I exploit every one of them at the particular time and use them to kind of blend in some sort of range strategy on the 15, 30, 60? Can I develop a sharper edge using all three and monitoring all three levels at the same time? Someone asked me if I've ever done that, and I was like, no, I haven't. That's not a bad idea. I've monitored all three of them, but I've never monitored really all three of them at the same time exclusively. So let's see. Save layout, and I want to lock this so I can't. Thought there was a way to lock that. Anyway, we'll see what happens here in a couple minutes. Anyway, just big green candle here. Obviously out of shorts. That should stop out pretty much everyone for the short-term scalpers. Today is Bookmap Wednesday, so we'll be streaming over Bookmap here in a few minutes. Why is it so quiet? Indeed. I feel like everyone bounced here at the top of the hour. They got their big money and they left. $54.87. Stopped out. Good. Good stop out. I actually did listen. Now I was trying to stop trying. I'm being called out. There you go, Tofu. I love it. I love it. I'm getting in because y'all are stopping out. Heh. JD's about to make a whole bunch of money. I love it. Right back inside the range. 3 candles. Apparently some severe weather coming through the country today. Be safe. Be well. What about a 45-minute range? Anyone ever tested a 45-minute range? Can't say I've done that. All right, 240-minute chart right here. This has been our best friend now for what, 2-3 weeks. I saw some guy who scored by 17-minute chart. Oh, come on, that guy smells his own farts. 15 minutes not good. You need 17-minute. I use the 16-minute and 45-second chart. Come on. My friend Eric has been experimenting with using prime numbers only on his charts. Huh. Interesting. Oh, you're not supposed to smell your own farts? I love it. You think there's something to it because it produces candles you won't find in any other time frames. Well, the thing about it is, you know, when it comes down to it, we're not here to learn candles. We're here to learn order flow. And just understanding candles, which is why I like VPA so much, is just translating what the order flow is doing in a visual manner. That's my breakdown of of that thesis. $50.47. All right. What does Trump talk this morning? I'll have to look. The only 45-minute range I've tested was can I finish a large pizza in 45 minutes? It takes you 45 minutes to finish a large pizza? Man, those are rookie numbers. Those are rookie numbers. The 5-minute with the volume is my moneymaker. Nice. This move back up doesn't complete the 3-minute candle pattern. It does. On the 15-minute, it does at least. So we closed over the 5484. So right now it should have gotten you out of any kind of short-term scalp, which myself it did. Is your long-term thesis still bearish? It is, yes. Meaning like weeks, months out, yes. My long-term bearish thesis is bearish, or my long-term thesis is bearish because, in my opinion, there's still a lot of imbalances, there's still a lot of liquidity lower to go. Not too much lower compared to April's lows, but definitely lower. Now, short term, any close over this red block, I'll be swinging calls, short term. Forgot to ask that, are we allowed to share ideas here or just listen to only VP or ideas around it? No, I definitely want to talk about. Other systems. I do not want to share any other communities or YouTube channels without vetting them first. There's too much garbage out there, and if I'm going to share, and like I said, as long as I approve it, we can talk about other people, other YouTube channels. But again, all due respect, I see you jumping from strategy to strategy to strategy like every day there's something new. I would recommend focusing on one thing before you go and exploring the space too much. Reason why I do that is because I've had people share stuff about content, and it's a complete dumpster fire take on on what we teach. Still going here, 54.94. So right now they are climbing back up. So we have a 3-candle higher close. The true support zones were the friends we made along the way. I love it. Volume should be the only indicator for a little while. Helps reduce and slowly add back other variables and indicators. Yep. He means no posting of Carmine. Oh, man. Y'all kill me. From the option chain perspective, we are in a quite negative environment. I'm going to start a Discord for traders to comfort each other after big losses, and I'll call it the support zone. I like it. I like it. My wife discovered I used to speak and sing in Italian. Never thought it was important enough to bring up, but evidently I was wrong, and now she wants another one to make up for it. Do you really? I would like to see video of that. Decision point here. Affirmative. Yes. Rider over this green block. Carmine is annoying. Is he actually bad? I've never been able to finish his videos. I've never watched any of his videos. Somebody posted it in the channel. I went to it, and it was Lamborghinis and wife beaters and gold chains. And I was like, I couldn't do it. I'm a member. Discord's fine on the iPhone. Brand new Windows 11 Discord only. Hear your music. I don't know. Discord's been finicky the past couple of weeks. The only thing I can recommend is to shut down your Discord app and restart it. Like, close out all applications of it and restart it. The 15-minute candle on NASDAQ showing bullish. Affirmative it is, yes. So we had a prior high close, 3-candle reversal, one red, second bounce, third confirmation over the 5484, which confirms higher prices. Back up. Beautiful stuff. I was slow this morning recognizing the power of this move up. Yeah, buddy. 100 points in the men Qs. Nice AR. Well done. Well done. So today's will be very important. This whole move for today will be very important. Just like it was yesterday, just like it was the day before. As we translate what's going on in this move. Confirm on the 240-minute chart up to the daily chart to determine your next move. What are we going to do? Still going, 5,500. Confirmed up, off we go. That's a nice little what? That was a 50-point bounce right there. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. Do you think there are the YouTubers out there that generally want to help with trading? Oh, 100%. 100%. Back to opening print. Right on top of it. Right on top of it. All right. It is, I've gone down the rabbit hole. Lots of teams start out generally wanting to be helpful, and they turn to the dark side chasing subs and add revenue. Yeah, a lot of them do that, definitely. I'll be honest with you, man. It's tempting. Do you know how difficult it was not to add any kind of prop firm affiliate links or not respond to every email I get? It's tempting, but you can't go chasing the dollar, man. It's all about building a quality community, not chasing the dollar. I want to see this tumble back over now. Yeah, buddy. Stupid integrity. Reset today with home. Well, it's there's two ways to go about doing stuff like this. I could either build a community that'll be here for 15, 20 years, or I could go for the quick cash grab and be out in 2 years. That's the difference. I'd rather be here for 15, 20 years. I've been following you since your Reddit post. It's the only channel I've been consistent with. Nice, F. Appreciate you, buddy. Appreciate you. All right, I have to switch the stream over to Bookmap, so I will see you all here in a few minutes. I'll post the links when they are active. I'll be right back.